What is up, fellow bench warmers? This is your daily fantasy quickie. Hey guys, what's up? Daily fantasy quickie time. My name is JJT with our Komish. Komish! FBW called out. Worked a little bit. Jabari Smith Jr.
Jabari Smith, yeah,
Had
worked out.
an okay game.
Yeah, 15 and 10, no stocks, but we'll take that. He made some of his, at least 4 out of 11, I think, with 2
He
threes.
shot
Take
well
that.
early. I think he started like 4 out of 9, then missed the next two. I mean, he started off way better than the past games, but he ended in a good double, not so bad, decent
He had a
enough.
good dunk. We posted that in our FPW page. So he had a good dunk also. That was good. He was flexing his muscles, which is funny considering he's a very skinny guy. I guess showing that he's trying to improve his strength. That's why I also saw a comment where someone said he felt sad because he dropped him and then someone got him. That I wanted to comment, but I didn't comment yet. That we talked about this. That if you drop him, no matter how bad he is, somebody will pick him up. And that person said he did not expect that somebody will pick Jabari Smith up, so he was shocked. So then we talked about this,
Just the other day, we talked about
yeah,
this the other day.
Jabari is a rookie, and no matter, it's a top 3 pick.
Jabari, here's the thing, guys. Jabari has great name value among all the rookies. Probably the highest, among all the rookies in terms of name value. Right? I mean, before the season, he was a top guy. No one really expected Banchero to be this good, this consistent. And fantasy-wise, a lot of people were quite high on Jabari Smith over Banchero. That somehow he overtook Banchero in the drafts, right? Even over Keegan Murray.
Yes.
Right? Even those Jaden Ivey, those guys. It just so happened that everyone got great opportunities within their teams, right? Jaden started, Banchero had solid start, and then who's the other guy? Keegan is on a slump and will probably get to that point wherein we're gonna be talking about him in the future, just like what we're doing with Jabari. But he's got name value, and he'll be picked for sure.
And he's gonna get better. I know it's really bad.
There's I think the worst. Hopefully, the worst is over.
Well, we don't know that. We don't know that he could continue to shoot really bad, so this could be prolonged. But as I said before, one thing with Jabari is he needs adjustment period because of his body type. And with Keegan, going to Keegan, I think there's a personal issue going on with Keegan. I heard somewhere there that it's bothering him. I don't know what that is. We don't know that, but I think also Keegan is another player that will step it up. I know Jabari will step it up soon when he gets to more weight training. Eventually he will be stronger. He will be able to compete, and those rebounds will be more consistent. Those blocks will be more consistent. That alone will be enough for him to at least be with rostering, for in the future for fantasy.
Yeah. So
and I guess we can make our call out for today. We can go to another.
I was joking in our Twitter page that we should stop doing this call out while we're still up. Eventually, we'll miss the mark.
We will look at Jalen Smith because I guess we're gonna go to the worry section of our podcast. And Jalen has probably we've talked about him for a while. And today, again, another bad game, another game where I guess he was benched again. And people have been asking again and again, what's wrong with him? I really don't know what's wrong with him, but his shots weren't falling. He was taking a lot of threes today, didn't fall. And if it doesn't fall, as I said, like Jalen Green, another Jalen, Jabari Smith, then this is Jalen Smith, and then Jalen Green. When these young players, their shots do not fall, sometimes it's hard for them to contribute or to get their, find ways to contribute. They're not veterans, so that happens. That happens with Jalen Smith. I still think Bilo.
Also, Indiana is not, in terms of fantasy options, they're not really, they're not the weakest teams there.
Yeah, there are options there.
Yeah, if Jabari Smith, like we said, seems like the fourth option. Jalen Smith, you can call him, also probably the fifth option there. Right?
Yeah,
Halliburton,
Maturin,
Maturin, Miles Turner.
Miles. Yeah.
So these guys, the big three there is Halliburton, Hield, and Miles Turner. They'll probably be up there all the time, consistently there. Now, Maturin and Jalen Smith would probably have some good games, some bad games. Hopefully, the good games are more than the bad games. That's what we're hoping. So, yeah, I think with the opportunity, the minutes, I think the important thing to see here with Jalen Smith is the minutes. If you're gonna, if you're gonna drop him, it's
I don't think he should be dropped. The minutes have been up and down. The worry with Smith is where will he contribute? He's been taking a lot of 3-point shots. If those fall, at least there's that. There's a 3-point shot. He's just shown he can rebound, but Miles Turner's return. Remember when he was hot, that was without Miles Turner.
Yeah.
He hasn't played with Miles Turner. Last year, I know Miles Turner was injured when he was traded to Indiana.
Yes.
So this is, both of them are outside shooting big men. Both of them are kind of huge and play. They're big. So the rebounds that hurts him, the position on the court that doesn't help him also, because Miles is the same position. And then one thing is the blocks. Jalen Smith has been able to show 1.1, 1.2. This year has been 0.7 or 8, and actually the past few games he has not blocked any. So that's the fit with Miles Turner might be not as perfect or as good. We're seeing it now. That might be the case with Jalen Smith. So
right. Let's segue, since we talked about fit here. The Minnesota Timberwolves put up another stinker. They're starting 5. How can I say this? They can be decent at times, but their decent is not what we're looking for, because they have probably the three guys with top 25 potential, top 30.
Yeah, you can say that. Yes,
right?
I agree.
Anthony Edwards, Karl-Anthony Towns, and Rudy Gobert. We talked about Gobert somehow being affected, not as good as he used to be when he was in Utah. Today was okay. You'll take he was 9 out of 11, I think, on the free throw line. It was a big bonus for Gobert owners.
But a lot of that was garbage time, actually.
Well, you'll take that, right?
Well, you'll take that.
I mean, the worst case was him not playing garbage time at all. So that has the bigger possibility, but he played.
The thing was, the garbage time was with their starting 5. So when you see D'Angelo Russell getting 20 points, Towns getting 11, 8, 4, those were majority garbage time. Or fourth quarter, the third to the fourth quarter, when Phoenix probably let go a little bit of the gas pedal. So I'm worried in the real sense that, if this really goes worse, because Anthony Edwards' body language is not good. He's not been really engaged or as not the Anthony Edwards of the first 2 seasons. Remember, the first 2 seasons, Minnesota was like the young team, were up and coming, like Memphis before. And this year, it's different. The vibe is different. And Edwards, the way he's talking to media is different also. I don't know if there's any issue in their locker room or whatever. So I don't know if they're going to make moves, as people have been saying. Will they trade Gobert again? Will they trade Towns? I don't know. We don't know. But this is concerning really for Anthony Edwards. We do hope there will be changes made, because it doesn't look good for him. It's still a buy low. Depends on how low, but still a buy low for me. But looks like the top 20 to top 25, we're hoping this season would be a hard thing to achieve. for Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, not there. He's been up and down. He's had some okay games, some good games.
He's out
But
of 100. Outside 100.
yeah, but most of the good games have been not good. I think the most consistent so far has been Karl Anthony Towns. He had early season struggle, but got going. The like we talked about this. Him and Gobert are just swinging in terms of early on. Gobert started well. When Karl Anthony Towns started playing well, it was Gobert who kind of took a backseat. And the rebounds aren't as good. Like, how many did they have today? I think 6, 7.
Towns had 8, I think.
But Gobert had
11 and
he still had
11 rebounds.
11.
But
So at least
again, if you were following that game until the third quarter, you would
he
know
had
that.
probably just 6 until the fourth.
And even the points of Towns, the points of Anthony Edwards, they were very low. Even Gobert.
We can chalk this up to maybe really a bad night. But overall, I think if you watch the games, in the numbers as well are not as good. I think the Gobert entry has really affected them. I'm not sure what changes would they make moving forward, because the starters have been negative pretty much. But they might be net negative overall.
I don't know what changes they can make. I don't think they can bench any of those 4 guys, including D'Angelo Russell, who's been so also up and down, so. So I don't know what they can do. I don't think benching Jaden McDaniels will be the answer. They actually played well when it was Kyle Anderson and not Gobert who was starting. So if it really comes down to that, they might bench Gobert. That might be a move. So let's wait. That's not also gonna be good for Gobert. So my suggestion only in fantasy terms is maybe don't overpay for Gobert. Yeah. I mean, if his manager is gonna trade him low, then okay, I'm okay with that. But if they're gonna trade him as a second round guy, I'm probably not gonna take that deal if he's gonna be valued as a second round player because of the uncertainty of his role with Minnesota and all of these problems there on the team in Minnesota.
Yeah. So yeah, Minnesota is worried of pretty much the whole team. But of course, no one's gonna be dropped there. Don't drop anyone. I mean, don't take it when we're talking about worry players or worry teams or worry this and that. That means we're just worried about how they are, but don't go dropping them unless they're injured or out for the season. Other worry players, Boucher.
Yeah.
What played what? How many minutes did he play?
14. Last time 14, today 14. I already mentioned to drop him. I hate that we have to talk about him again this season, given the same situation, but it is what it is. Tad Young's entry, Otto Porter's return. Though Precious Achua did go down with a very serious ankle injury, he was carried off the court. So maybe Boucher gets a new lease of life.
Gets going.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see, because Coloco didn't do anything today. It was even worse than the last game. So if you want to hold on to Boucher for maybe 1 or 2 more games, I guess that's fair. That's fair given the new circumstances. But again, Otto Porter, Tad Young, they're eating into his minutes a bit.
Plus you didn't talk about the biggest thorn in Gobert's minutes. I mean in Boucher's minutes. Nick Nurse.
Yeah. Nick Nurse.
So that's the guy that's really stopping Boucher every single year.
But the good news is, as I said, Achua is out. So now I don't know who he will go to if he's not gonna go to Boucher. Just like the past few seasons, he has to lose everybody else. As of now, there's nobody else. I can't see anybody else. So I think he might go back to the 20s in the next game with Achua and Siakam out. That's the good news.
So let's see about that. Hartenstein, another worry player for us.
Yeah, I don't.
Did he come off the bench today?
Yeah, he came off the bench and played 12 minutes. I
really
don't know where it came from. I didn't know where that came from because just 2 games ago, he was playing 38 minutes and he was not being rested at all. And then they come here, play Jericho Sims as a starter, which for me is okay. Maybe they just want to put Hartenstein off the bench, like their usual rotation. But to give Jericho Sims 23, 24 minutes, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I don't know why. I don't know what's the reason, but don't drop Hartenstein, but certainly he's not on the upswing anymore. not
Yeah. There
he's
will
not
be there,
trending up.
and if you don't have Hartenstein, there will be some managers who might drop him if he puts up
I'll go
another stinker
stinker. Yeah.
the next game, or if he doesn't get enough minutes the next game. There'll be some managers who will drop him there. So watch out for that as well. But yeah, overall, don't drop him. He'll be he'll eventually he's too good to not get minutes. Too good to not get minutes here. And New York has been not bad, so they'll probably
No,
play.
another guy to watch out for there is Obi Toppin. That's why Hartenstein didn't get a lot of minutes. By the 12-minute mark of the fourth quarter, they rested him and put in Toppin. So they're playing small ball also at times, which is okay to me. But if you're gonna do that, then don't put Jericho Sims in the rotation anymore. Just play Hartenstein. For Christ's sake, Tibbs. I mean, what the hell are you doing? I mean, I hate Nick Nurse, but this is worse. Harten, I mean, at least at least Nurse as Siakam and the other players, over Boucher. You have Jericho freaking Sims. I'm not picking up Jericho Sims. No, I'm not picking him up. Although he had a decent game, I think that's his ceiling already. A couple of blocks, sometimes rebounds. But Hardenstein would be affected by this move for sure, for sure.
Yeah, all right. So let's talk about injuries.
Yeah.
LeBron James, what's in groin injury
Yeah,
for LeBron.
and well, it didn't look good because it was non-contact. It was the last 5 minutes of a game that they were down 9, so it was still a manageable game. He left, and he said he felt something. He felt something. He missed when his first season with the Lakers. He missed 17 games with a groin injury. So just to refresh your memories.
Yeah, I got refreshed. I just finished watching the Lakers documentary the other night, and he missed a bunch of games in the first year.
So they will get MRI. They will get an MRI. So LeBron said it doesn't hurt as much, but we don't know. This is LeBron, 38-year-old LeBron, already is suffering from so many other ailments. Not really a good situation for Jeremy because he wants to trade this LeBron James.
I was just thinking about trading LeBron.
It's hard to trade him now.
A few days ago, I was just thinking, I should be trading LeBron at this point. I don't think he's gonna finish the season. I don't think this is gonna end well for the Lakers this year, and he'll probably be sitting for a good chunk of the season, and then this happened. So it's gonna be hard to trade him at this point. But yeah,
and the worst thing is, there's no beneficiary here that you can add. If you own LeBron, there's nobody there that you can say, okay, I'll pick him up because LeBron's gonna miss time. The most I can say is, well, Lonnie Walker didn't play today. Don't drop him. There's just illness, sickness situation. If LeBron gonna miss time, it's gonna be, I guess, Lonnie Walker as a third option there. Russell Westbrook gets a big boost. Now we can talk about Westbrook as possibly someone that you can consider if LeBron's out. He's gonna start again. He's gonna be a big part of their offense again. So that's the biggest boost. But
if this is going to be a lost season for the Lakers, I think Westbrook would be the biggest beneficiary here.
Possibly. Yeah.
I get the sense that if this is gonna be the lost season, let's just play for next year or whatever. They'll just showcase Westbrook before the trade deadline, maybe.
Well, that's true. That's true. Before the trade deadline is the key word because he's an expiring deal. So maybe they can get a better deal for him. But another player to watch out for is Anthony Davis, because there's already starting to be rumors that he's the guy that's going to be traded by the Lakers, which is possible also. Given how injury prone he is, given how how he's
How
not really
fragile.
not
He's not
meshed
even
well with the Lakers.
100%, and we're just like what, 10 games in,
Yeah,
11
maybe they
games in.
want, and he has a long-term contract. Not Westbrook doesn't, so they could just keep Westbrook until the end of the season. They'll get a salary cap space, and if they trade AD for maybe draft picks or maybe another star or maybe an expiring deal, then that might be work for them. So we're, Minnesota situation is one thing. The Lakers situation is another thing. I think something to watch out for also that will have a big fantasy implications. I think the Lakers situation, especially the MRI on LeBron. That's gonna be very very interesting. What that will show.
This is the first year I got so many LeBrons. I think I got 3.
Father time is undefeated, as they said.
I don't usually get him just because he's old already, especially this late in his career. But he just fell. It's like there's no other options, at least during the drafts at that point. But yeah, could be a regret there for me. Other players who got injured, Banchero got injured.
Banchero got injured in the previous game. I did see that. He tweaked his ankle, but he played through it, so I thought he was fine. But I guess they played it safe. And because of that, Mo Bamba got additional minutes today again. So people are asking whether you add Mo or not. If you're in a 16-team league, yeah, no-brainer. Add him and see what... Maybe he's getting hot. Maybe he goes into a streak. No, but in 12-team, I really don't see the minutes sticking. The chances of the minutes sticking is low, so I'll not drop a valuable player for Mo Bamba in a shallower format.
All right, so Brogdon, just to round out those injuries there. Michael Brogdon got hurt.
What's your guess about Brogdon's injury?
What do you mean? How long?
Well, where do you think he got injured? Or do you know his injury?
No, I haven't. I know he got injured, but
yeah.
I didn't know.
What's your guess?
Knee?
No. It's his injury from last year, hamstring again. Remember last year he kept getting injured, the hamstring.
They tried. Hamstring though is a tricky injury.
But come on, man.
History has it that the James Harden thing was hamstring injury a few years ago, 2 years ago, I think, right? He tried to play through it and got worse.
Last year, I don't know how they diagnosed it, but this year they're calling it hamstring tightness.
Yeah, so I think that's how it started last year.
Yeah,
tightness.
So
we didn't think he was gonna be out for long, but that was kind of middle of the season already, not this early.
Well, if you drafted Brogdon, you already got it.
You already know.
Yeah, you knew, and you got him in a discount, probably 120s, 130. So you got your money's worth for the first few weeks. I just hope you try to trade him as a +1 or whatever, because he was playing well. But expect him to be out for a while. And Derek White, if he was dropped, I think would be someone
the biggest beneficiary.
Yeah.
All right. And Nurkic also did not play well today, surprisingly, because he was probable.
With Jeremy Grant, yes. Yeah. But they do have a back-to-back tomorrow. Maybe they're just resting them for the back-to-back because they're not 100%. They're going to play both of them tomorrow. Hopefully.
Yeah, all right. So now let's talk about, just quickly, before we end this quickly, some players who many of you might be thinking whether to add or not. We talked about Mo Bamba already. Tari, Eason, no Jason Tate so far. Minutes have been better, I guess, more consistent.
I'm adding 14? In 14. Yeah, I've added him back in 2 of
12.
12. It depends on your team. Who's your worst player there? Maybe not for all, not for everybody. But if you have a weak team, I guess you could could consider Tari Eason. He played 24 today, 24 minutes, 23 the other day, or 21. So the minutes are getting there. If he continues to get 22, 23 minutes, that's enough. I think that's enough. That's enough for him to be top 130, 140, to be rosterable.
Jalen Duren, another rookie who was added earlier and then faded. Now back in the radar. Is he an ad?
He's an ad. He's an ad in 14 again. In 12, not yet for me. In 14, yes.
But depends on who you drop, right?
Yeah, but in our FBW leagues, even before we said that, he's already unavailable in all of our leagues.
In a lot, yeah.
Yeah. And people saw him get 29 minutes today, so maybe they got excited. I don't think. And again, that game was also a blowout as far as I know. So there were added minutes for him, but still, double with blocks. What he did today, that's something he could do with 23, 24 minutes. So he's an ad.
Yeah. The numbers he did was probably the same numbers Gobert has been doing.
In the bad games of Gobert.
Yeah, he said a lot of bad games.
Gobert that's the bad game of Gobert, and that's a bad game of Duren. This is the good game of Duren.
This is the best.
Yes.
Some of the best games he said.
Yes.
Isaiah Jackson, another double. I think he had a double-double right today. 17.
He had 17 and 10 and a block. 18 minutes only. So go at him. I feel bad.
This is weird because Isaiah Jackson, I think, he'll be dropped and added a lot of times.
Yeah.
I know he's been, the potential is there, but I don't know if he's gonna be consistent enough to just be rostered throughout the season.
Super luxury stash.
Right? I've seen lots of Isaiah Jackson dropped already. And 14 team leagues. So
in our 18 team Roto league, he was dropped, and I fell asleep not knowing the whole time he was dropped. I was number 1 in the waivers, and I didn't use my waiver.
Roto league is gonna be a little more valuable.
Yes, exactly.
Choose not to play him.
In Roto league, I wouldn't drop him. In head to head, I'll still give him time. Jalen Smith, as I said, is struggling. I think they might experiment a little bit with Ajax there at the 4 with Miles Turner. Yeah. I see that as a good combination. So that is something worth monitoring. So I'll still hold.
Yeah, because the game of Isaiah Jackson and Miles Turner are not the same.
Yes.
Unlike Jalen Smith, who plays similar to Isaiah Jackson. To Miles Turner, who can shoot from the outside. So yeah, Isaiah Jackson, luxury stash. But at this point, maybe just add him. If you've got some holding on to some players there who aren't really performing, just add him. Players like Harrison Barnes, or who else are you adding?
Easy, but I guess the next person is Walker Kessler. I'm not sure if he's there.
Kessler.
Yeah, there's somebody who asked me about this. He has Duren, Kessler, and I think Isaiah Jackson all together in one team, and I said, and even Weissman, and I said, don't do that. Don't do something like that. We're recommending adding some of these players, but not really as a combination, like having 3 or 4 of them, because
that just means, it's important. It's interesting to know who you drop for these players.
Yeah.
Because you might have dropped someone who would probably end up better than all of these guys. Right? It's either that or you pick the wrong guys during the drafts, right? You shouldn't have these 3 guys being picked up from the waivers in one team just because that tells you that you probably dropped a lot of players who did draft well, I guess.
Yeah, well, they were going in different rankings, like Ajax, Walker Kessler, and Weissman and everybody. So he could have gotten them during the draft. We're not saying that it's wrong, but most of these players are upside picks.
Yeah,
there's no production really right now.
There's no consistent. There's not going to be a consistent production.
So our recommendation here is not as a group, not pick them up all together. Just pick this guy because they're all
No, so
upside.
now
And
what do you do?
will,
Let's say he drafted them. You can say he might have drafted Isaiah Jackson, Walker Kessler. Duren was a little more under the radar. He was just being picked
yeah,
after the
he picked
first
up.
game,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, you're right. It's possible that he drafted Isaiah Jackson. Isaiah Jackson was drafted a little higher than
Yeah.
than many. So what do? Do you drop one of
Well,
them? Trade one of
he
them?
had he had Wiseman, so I told him to drop him. That's easy. I told him to drop Wiseman. Don't even think about it. And the others, I did suggest he choose one. I did suggest he choose one. I don't know which among those players he believes the most.
Who do
The
you think?
others,
Who do you believe the most?
Isaiah
Yeah,
Jackson. I say,
I
you
agree.
know, I'm a fan of Isaiah Jackson. His game is, give him 25 to 28 minutes. He's really gonna explode.
Yeah, plus
Oh,
he's not a rookie anymore. And we know rookies, they get through, they're going to be
yeah,
good for some games and then bad for a few games. I mean,
yeah,
it's happened already to players like Jabari, to Keegan, right?
yeah.
Even Jaden Ivey has had some, bad stretches. So, these guys, Duren, Kessler, they're bench players. They'll probably have more bad games than the starters. So I think Isaiah Jackson would probably be the
And
safest choice, I guess, and
and
higher
Isaiah Jackson,
upside.
yes, Isaiah Jackson has steals. Kessler and Duren, they're very similar. You're gonna get the score of 12 points, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks, which is what Kessler did today, by the way, 12, 6, and 2. And then, I mean, you're gonna get that from these guys, maybe, well, I don't know, every other game. It's very similar. Their stats will be very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll probably be added and dropped in certain stretches as well. Poku,
Yeah. That's the piece de resistance, the ad of the night for me.
the ad of the night.
Poku. Yes.
Is he?
He came back, started, played 30 something minutes, played well. I don't know
But
if they're gonna Nick Nurse him and then start Jalen Williams again the next game or whatever, but who cares right now? Add him. Add him.
but this OKC rotation is crazy.
I know. Yes.
I mean,
It is.
I don't, other than Shea and maybe
Giddy. Yeah.
who've really stuck there in the starting lineup. Who else are stuck there in the starting lineup?
Lou Dort.
Lou Dort. So those three
Lou Dort.
guys are probably the real starters.
In fairness, JRE has also been starting for a while already.
Yeah,
I think that fifth position.
but you don't like JRE.
Yeah, he's something you pick maybe if you're in a 20-team league. But Darius basically got injured, sprained ankle, so maybe that helps Poku at least in the next week. At least in the next week, while basically recovers. But yeah, I get your hesitation with him. But at this point, if you can get him, get him. Hard to find upside like that in the waivers. And if it doesn't pan out, just drop him again.
Yeah, and like we said, just a reminder, we're not here saying you get him at all costs, right? You might be dropping, you might have a strong lineup already. If you don't get him, then let others have him, because you have a better lineup than just picking him up.
In our FBW league, I could have gotten Poku and Tari Eason. So I was there. I chose one. I chose Poku.
Yeah.
And then another league, I chose Eason. So maybe that's my way of diversifying my risks. But yeah, I didn't pick
Plus,
Poku
that's
and
the way.
Eason
That's
together.
the way for you to join the excitement, having the best of both worlds, right? You probably have two different leagues. You don't want to miss out on any of those guys, so just pick one here and then the other one. Like when Cameron Payne was when Chris Paul got injured the other day, there were a lot of Cameron Paynes available in our FBW leagues, but I just picked, maybe two leagues wherein I added Cameron Payne. I did add him in all the leagues. He might stink, or we don't know what happens to Chris Paul. So plus, there's not many players I can drop
in terms of Cameron Payne, if you had Chris Paul, you would not have thought about it anymore. Just add him because it's a no-brainer for you. Yeah, right. But if you don't have Chris Paul, you're gambling. Depends on who you drop, as you said.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it, guys. For anything else you want to add, Mish?
No more. That's it.
All right, that's it for today's quickie. I hope it was insightful for you, and hope you were able to get a clearer picture of what to do with your teams and with any of the players we talked about today. As always, please subscribe, guys, to our channel. Please like the videos. Please comment if you have some comments or some takes, or you don't agree with us. That's fine as well. And hit the notification button. All the notes for Commish Rights on Facebook are also uploaded in our website, fantasybenchwarmers.com, so you can check that out. Right? We'll see you guys again tomorrow. Bye.